Hi, I'd like to welcome you back to the next episode in this series of overcoming fear, anxiety, panic, and stress. I'd like to share with you a question that came in. I think it's a great question and really needs an answer because it's something we probably deal with on a regular basis in our own lives. How do I know if I get an urge, a desire to want to do something, to want to resolve something, to want to give a message, to want to discipline? How do I know if it's being driven by anxiety, fear, panic, and stress? Or it's being driven by a good, positive energy to want to make a difference, to want to change, to want to correct. So sometimes I have this urge and desire to do something, but I'm not sure what it's being driven by. It's just anger? It's just anxiety? It's just fear? Or no, I want to do the right thing. I want to be Dr. Mitzvahs. I want to be mechanech my kid. I want to share a good, aura to my wife. How do I know what's driving it? Is it being driven by good energy and by something that's going to yield me the results that I want? Or is it being driven by negative energy, anxiety, fear, panic, and anger? It's a great question. And I think the best way to answer this question and the best cloud to be able to give you, to be able to utilize in your life to determine what's driving, what's the motivation behind this action, this behavior that you'd like to take, is a famous word from the Vilna Gaon. There was once a story where somebody came running into the Vilna Gaon's Bezdin and demanded a get right now. And the Gaon told him he should come back the next day. And sure enough, the guy never came back. And the Talmidim of the Gaon simply interpreted it as Ruach HaKodesh. That's how the Gaon knew that this guy was lying. But the Gaon explained to them that the way he knew to ask the guy to come back the next day was simply a pasuk in the first parak of Yeshaya that goes as follows: Tzedek yolin ba va'ato miratzchim. So the Gaon Taish as follows: Tzedek, if something comes from righteousness, is driven by the right energy, yolin ba, it could sleep overnight. Va'ato, if something is driven by the need to do it right now, miratzchim, it's ritzicha. It comes from the negative side. So let's think of it this way. Tzedek, if something's driven by the Yetzer Toiv, it generally comes with a patient energy. I can become a tzaddik tomorrow. I can improve my tefillah tomorrow. I can improve my marriage tomorrow. I can improve my chinuch skills tomorrow. Va'ato, if something comes from anger, frustration, anxiety, generally I need to relieve myself now. It can't wait. I got to discipline my kid now. I got to give my wife the message now. I got to do this behavior to make myself safe now. And if you use that in your life, what's it being driven by? Does it have that energy like saying, I'd like to discipline my kid. I'd like to make this point to my wife. I'd like to, give this message to this person. I'd like to do this behavior because I think it's good for me. Or is it being driven by an energy that has to happen right away? If we apply this to our lives, I think it's going to be extremely useful in you knowing what's driving the behavior that you want to do. If it's a message you want to give somebody, or it's a discipline that you feel you want to give your kid, or it's something that you want to share with somebody, or behavior you want to do to make yourself feel better, is it something that could wait till tomorrow and you're just choosing to do it now because it's convenient? Or is it a feeling like this has to be done now? If it doesn't get done now, crisis is going to happen. Because generally, most things do not. Your discipline, the message you want to give somebody, this behavior to create safety or to fix the world, generally doesn't have to happen right now. If it's coming from the right source, almost everything could wait till tomorrow. However, if it's driven by the need that I'm not going to feel better unless I take care of it now, resolve it now, give the message now, generally it's driven by anxiety. And using that, I think, will be extremely helpful in being able to help you determine whether this behavior is being driven by anxiety or it's being driven by good and positive intention that'll yield you good and positive results that you're looking for. Now, what happens if you notice it is driven by anxiety? What could you do not to have to do this behavior and follow through with it to make yourself feel better? And that's the skills and tools that you need to overcome anxiety, fear, panic, and stress that we're going to cover in this series as it moves along. Thanks so much for watching.